They're so mean looking that it was really funny anytime they had to make a face of dismay or happiness. This was definitely a weirder one, and I give it major points for going way beyond the bare minimum of what it needed to give us. That's more than I can say for most of these Land Before Time movies. To an extent, it's more than I can say for the original Land Before Time. So Land Before Time 5 takes home the crown, and in putting the crown right on Chomper's big purple head. So that's my list. It's insane to see how tonally different these sequels are from the original film. By watching the series all in order back to back, I felt like I was not consuming it the way it was meant to be seen. It's odd because you look at that era of direct-to-video Disney sequel films, and they're all cashing in on the success of the original film, and that's not at all the case here. This whole franchise just seems to cash in on the concept of dinosaurs and trusting that kids love dinosaurs, and they do, so it's a success. A big aspect I was charmed by is that this is a kids series, and it feels like it skews very young in almost every possible way, but then every movie features at least one scene where a big terrifying predator arrives and tries to murder and eat the kids. It's the most common problem they face. So you have this preschool show where they're singing songs and learning about sharing, and suddenly the beady-eyed T-Rex from Jurassic Park busts through a wall and everybody starts screaming and running. Apparently among the LBT fandom, there is a belief that the first 3 or 4 films are the good ones, and then after that it's a sharp decline in quality. And I think that's not true at all, and in fact I think it speaks to how much of a factor nostalgia plays in their esteem of these movies. Looking at my ranking, it's all across the board, and I'm sorry, but some of the early ones were like pretty bad. I thought the difference in quality might be a case of different visions, but looking at the credits, I was surprised to find that nearly every film was written by the same guy, and among all 14 films, there were only 5 different directors. So really, I guess I can just chalk the successes and failures of the different films up to the amount of effort put in, or I guess dumb luck. One thing I have to respect though is there is a sense of expanding the canon as the series progresses. It's small stuff, but it's there. Like Sarah gets a stepmom and then they keep the stepmom around. They introduce Littlefoot's dad and he comes back. Mo even makes a cameo in a later film. And I mentioned the racism plotline they always fall back on, and how Sarah's dad, Daddy Tops, is the racistest dinosaur of them all. Well, even he retains his lesson after a few movies. He stays grumpy, but he stops being overtly racist. And Marriage really seems to mellow him out, so that's nice to see. I still wouldn't keep him in my Great Valley, but you know. I was really hoping through the whole marathon to see some kind of big status quo shakeup though, and it never really delivered on that. It would have been crazy to see a movie where suddenly they're preteens and you have new conflicts from that, and their designs are aged up, like, you know, they're still young, but maybe their legs are longer or something. But I doubt we'll ever see that because this doesn't seem like a series that's especially interested in moving forward. If you move forward, you can't keep making sequels indefinitely, and that does seem to be the plan. It's been 6 years since LBT number 14, and that is a pretty big gap, but they've had that long of a gap before. The gap between movies 1 and 2 is actually 6 years, and the gap between movies 13 and 14 was 9 years. So I'm sure eventually we will get a Land Before Time 15, and those uggo little dinosaurs will be rendered in hideous CGI. I mentioned that there's a Land Before Time TV series, and I'm not going to watch that, but honestly, if your kid is into dinosaurs, I think you'd be better off just showing them that. I'm sure the plots feel a lot less thin when they only have to last 22 minutes. And besides, Chomper is a series regular. He's living in the Great Valley. Don't ask me how that works. Anyway, I don't think I was missing much as a kid, but I liked the series well enough. Like the long necks at the eclipse, I just have to engage with it on its own level. I was going to end this video by saying that no, if you're an adult who is curious about these movies like I was, no, you should not watch them. I don't recommend it, you know, just in case you were here for that. But we're all in lockdown for the foreseeable future, so you know what? Yes. Yeah, you should watch all of them. Watch the TV series and tell me which eps you recommend. Make a forum account on gang5.net. Write fanfics about you redeeming Uncle Toronto or the Sharptooth if you're feeling spicy. Get Mo tattooed on your body. I know I'll be doing all of the above. So I'll see you in the Land Before Time roleplay discussion board.
What's up today? Can you hear me call? It's time to play. Every cloud in the sky, green leaf on the tree is reminding me faraway dreams really do come true. Come on, let's go run around. Beautiful feeling we finally found. Peaceful valley and everyone's having a good time. Everyone's having a good time.